Hey, how are you? How's everybody doing? Miss Benita Jenkins and Living Color. A View is a View. Thank you for coming out. Um, who else is there? PDP. Hey, how you doing? Okay. Cheryl Burnett, Gwen, how are you? So I just want to really thank you guys for coming out. So I just kind of wanted to talk about some news stories that I have been seeing in the news. Um, um, I saw the story that you started to share. Yes, I started to talk to. It is very heartbreaking. I was talking to Duchess Kelly Love in his last chat. I like seeing other things come from content creators instead of the same stuff. I do as well, View. And I'm glad you guys came over here. And, it's like so many stories that go under the wire that a lot of people haven't heard about. Hey, Cheryl, how you doing? Hey, Still Shady 405. Thank you for coming out. So the story that I'm talking about is about the uh, the mother, the 20-year-old mother who was slain by her boyfriend. And it happened, she had given the boyfriend, he had turned 21, and she had given him a birthday party at her home. And then the next day, her family got worried because they hadn't heard from her. Hey, Yaya, how you doing? Hey, Love Blake. And the family got worried because they hadn't heard from her. And they sent the police out to do a wellness check. And when the police got there, they saw drips of blood leading from the front door, and they got in. And come to find out, this lady was stabbed more than 100 times, and her 2-year-old son was missing. So there was a all-out search for this 2-year-old. And I heard yesterday on the news that the police were led to a different neighborhood, and they were searching for the 2-year old. And then they saw an alligator. Hey, you got to chill, with something in his mouth. And they shot at the alligator one time, and the alligator dropped the object, and it turned out to be the 2-year old. And now the father, he showed up to his mother's house with all these cuts on his arms and stuff. And if any of you watch true crime stories, hey, Gwen, hey Charlie, Fates, did I speak? And if any of you guys watch true crime stories or mysteries on ID and stuff, you find that people who hey, no pressure, who kill with knives, that is a real upfront and personal type of thing. And they also found the fingerprint of the father of the child, who she also threw a birthday party for the night before. They found his fingerprint on a cleaning bottle. And so the police are not sure if he just placed the kid in the water, or if he actually just threw the kid in the water. So the last that I heard, the medical examiner was unable to determine a cause of death. So we don't know if the poor kid was actually killed by this alligator, or if he was dead when the alligator actually got to his body. So this is just like mind blowing. So the man, the father, the piece of shit father, shows up at his mama's house, always running to your mama, and you do dumb stuff, and you don't have nowhere out, nowhere to go. It takes money to run. You just do some dumb shit, and you show up at your mama house because your arms are all cut. They said his arms were cut really badly. And if you watch true crime stories, you know that a lot of times when people are doing these types of things with knives, it gets so much blood on them. And if she had over 100 stab wounds on her, it seemed feasible that his arms would slip and then go down on the knife and cut himself. So then he takes himself to the hospital. And so they catch up with him in the hospital, is what I understand, that he was in the hospital when they caught up with him. And this is just a real horrible story. So This story is beyond tragic. And one news report I did hear them say that that the man had mental health issues, but I only heard that on one report. So I want to know, did anybody else? But does that mean his lungs weren't found if they can't find the cause of death? Well, they said that they said that when the gator dropped him, that the body was intact. So it doesn't seem like he was dismembered by the alligator. So I'm gonna share one news story that I have about it. I'm using this for information and fair use, and so I have a one news story that I want to share with you guys about this incident. And then you guys can come up and talk about something that's in your news that we may not know about.
It is a heartbreaking update in the search for this missing 2-year-old boy from St. Pete. St. Pete police told us this evening, right around 7:30, that Taylon Mosley's body had been found in the waters of the Dell Holmes Park area. That's in South St. Pete, not far from Lake Maggiore. Crews have been searching for him for 2 days after his mother was found stabbed to death in her home in North St. Pete. The child's father is now charged with both murders. Fox 13's Kylie Jones is live at Dell Holmes Park this evening in St. Pete with a brand new update as well from the chief. Kylie, no words for this one, huh?
Yeah, Mark, just hard to find the words for this. And you could hear in the chief's voice just a couple seconds ago, just a devastating end to this all-out search. Some officers still on scene here at Dell Holmes Park tonight. That just goes to show how many hands were really on deck in this search. The police chief saying just a little while ago, the body of little Taylon Mosley was found here in the water in the mouth of an alligator at the park. Now, this 2-day search ended miles from where it first began at Taylon and his mother's apartment. Taylon and his mom, 20-year-old Passion Jeffrey, were last seen Wednesday evening. Passion was found dead in her St. Petersburg apartment yesterday afternoon. The chief tells us.
Okay, for fair use, I'm going to stop it right there. So Wednesday evening was the night that she threw the party for the baby's father. So that was the last time that she had been seen by anybody. And then there was a report that the neighbors did say that they heard some type of disturbance or, bumping around going on there, but they didn't call the police and report it. So let me put my banner up because I forgot to put my fair use banner up. We're using this for educational purposes only. So let's continue. Uh-oh, hold on. Here we go.
She was stabbed multiple times, already saying it was a very violent crime scene. The search for 2-year-old Taylon spanned miles. St. Petersburg police say their investigation led them to the Dell Holmes Park, where they searched all day Friday. Finally, this evening, the police chief says crews spotted an alligator in Lake Maggiore with what they thought could be Taylon in the gator's mouth.
As the detective got closer, they fired one round to the alligator. The alligator dropped the object that he had in his mouth, and we were able to retrieve Taylon's body intact.
Taylon's father, who we now know is Thomas Mosley, was named a person of interest earlier today. Police said he checked himself into the hospital Wednesday night with cuts all over his hands and arms. That's the same day Taylon and his mom Passion were last seen tonight. Chief Holloway says he's charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, one in the death of his son Taylon, the other in the death of Passion. And police say.
Okay, so that's the news report.
From a bloody fingerprint to 100 staff.
Okay, that's the news report, and now I have another news report of stating more detailed information of what type of charges this guy is looking at, and it gave a little bit more details about the charges or whatever he's looking at. So let's check this one out as well. I'm using this for fair use for educational purposes and critiquing news reporting.
These documents are sickening to read, but for an attorney, these details can make or break a case.
As the St. Petersburg community mourns the loss of 20-year-old Passion Jeffrey and her 2-year-old son, Taylon Mosley, newly released court documents highlight new details on how they died and what links the toddler's father, 21-year-old Thomas Mosley, to the crime. According to the arrest affidavit, Mosley celebrated his 21st birthday at Jeffrey's apartment Wednesday. After the party ended, he showed up at his mother's house with severe cuts on his arms that police say were caused by slippage during a knife attack. The next day, Jeffrey's body was found inside her apartment with more than 100 stab wounds.
Something like this is so gruesome that the impact, those images and the autopsy report and photographs are going to have on that jury is going to be monumental.
So how did police link it to Mosley? A bloody fingerprint on a cleaning bottle and a bloody shoe print with a Gucci emblem. We caught up with criminal defense attorney Bryant Camerino to shed some light on what this case will look like in a courtroom.
I analyzed the affidavit, I looked at it from a defense perspective, and short of any mental health issues, insanity, incompetency, I'd be hard-pressed to find a defense.
Camerino says it will likely take about 2 years before this case goes before a jury.
Do you think there's enough here to link it to Thomas Mosley?
I think there is enough evidence, circumstantial evidence, that shows that he was there with premeditated intent. The stab wounds, the nature of the wounds, the wounds to his hands, and the fact that he was admitted to the hospital, and then unfortunately the death of the child.
Okay, so that's it. So yeah, I was just, when I heard that story last night, I was just flabbergasted. That was just such a horrible story to hear. So I just want to hear what you guys have to say about that. Had you guys heard about this story? The link is pinned. If you want to hit the link, you're more than welcome to hit the link. Come up. Hey, Chanel, how you doing? Let me see what Fates is saying. Hey, Just Andreas. Okay, you guys are speaking. Yeah, the body wasn't consumed at all. So it does. Yeah, I just really just hope it's just, even to say like, oh, I hope that he wasn't eaten by the alligator. I just really hope that wasn't the last thing that child experienced. But then you think, if that wasn't the last thing he experienced his father doing this to him. It's just a horrible story. And I just don't understand what's going on with people these days. Like, who does that to their own child? Hey, Oreo. Okay. Thank you for putting a copyright disclaimer up for me. Okay, Chanel, let me make sure this is Chanel. Let me put my banner up.
Hey, Ronnie Q.
Hey, Chanel. How you doing?
Girl, listen, I seen this story. I heard about it, but I didn't really, check into it until like wee hours in the morning because I couldn't sleep. But when I saw it, I'm like, why it's like very common now that people are harming children. Like, they're so innocent. After I saw this baby story, I saw a little girl. Oh no, I can't remember her name. But her mom and the boyfriend was saying like, oh, we took her to the park. She was playing. We went back to the house, and we checked on her.
Excuse me? Wait a minute. They went back to the house while she was playing. Hey, Spicy Dusty.
This is what they said. We took her to the park. I guess it's like an apartment where the park is close to the houses.
I don't care.
They said, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Go ahead.
They said we went back in the house. We started cleaning up. Her mom was cooking, and I'm like, that right there is a red flag. First of all, she's 2 years old. Why would you leave her in a park by herself, even if you were able to look out a window?
And if it's two of you, the excuse that the mom is cooking, so she go back to check on the food. And what you doing leaving the house while you cooking something anyway? See, none of this shit makes sense. But go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the story, so I'm breaking it apart.
Go ahead. I did the same thing. So Come to find out, they have video surveillance. Eyewitnesses said that they never saw the mother nor the boyfriend leave the house. The baby, and they never saw the little girl at the park that day. They said the last time they saw her was the previous day at like noon times 12 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know if it was 12 o'clock or 12 midnight. I'm not for sure because I was pissed.
Hey, Granny.
This baby was found
Hey, Miss Queenie. Where?
in a plastic bag in like uh not like a river. It's oh, I forgot how they what they called it in that town.
A
But the
canal?
baby
A
remains
canal?
found.
A
Somebody,
creek?
it's something like a
A
creek.
creek?
Yeah, it's something like a creek. So what they said was somebody was jogging and they saw her body
Mm, mm, mm.
on the side. Listen, I was so freaking pissed off. So the guy, he was on the news, everything like, "Oh, I look at her like my daughter, and I just don't understand who would do this." Well, he says that the mom pop was hitting her in the head with a brush because she wouldn't go to sleep. Don't even know if that's true. But this baby had bruises all over, not all over her body, but certain places on her body. And my thing is, if you feel like you cannot be a parent, or everybody gets frustrated with their children. Everybody does. You be like, God damn, if you don't sit your ass down, something where, but it's not to the point where I'm gonna kill my child. That's something that you can't get back. I carried my baby for 9 months to just off and kill my child. No, like
Mm.
that is like it irritates me. We didn't had in my city a girl. She had three beautiful. These little girls were beautiful, but she was trying to reach out to her baby father. He was at work. She like, listen, please come get the kids. I just don't feel right. He was playing. She ended up drowning these three little girls, crushed the
Mm.
city because she had postpartum. It wasn't that she did not love her children. It was, come to find out, he was like physically abusing her. So when he would go to work, that was her
Chanel, you still there? I can't hear you, Chanel.
for help. Nobody would help her. But when she took them baby lives, oh now, oh we would have did this and we would have did that. It's too late. Them babies is gone. They still have
I,
not even. It is the children. We're supposed to protect our children. Like it's
and
crazy that
and
we don't.
like PDP is saying, like, what is really going on right now with people and the things that people do, and with no, it's not like they are even trying to think that they can get away with it. They just go ahead and do these crazy things, no thought, no plan of action to anything. They just killing people, throwing and don't care that they're throwing their lives away, and nobody can think that they can't be caught, they can't be found. So, like, what is really going on with people
It's it's
nowadays?
it's a. I honestly, on Q, I have never seen it this bad because it does take a village to raise these children. Like
Okay,
parents
let me
need a break.
speak to Black Mamba. Hey, Black Mamba. Hey, J Truth. M Renee, how are you doing? uh no pressure, how you doing now? So now we have this going on at a rapid pace. I mean, it's like picked up. Like, you hear this so frequently. You can't. I'm not getting no to it, but it just, you hear it so much. It's like commonplace, kind of like school shootings when you used to hear about those, but now when you hear about them, you're just kind of like, where is it at now? And you kind of get accustomed to it happening, and the fact that it's going to keep happening because there's no action behind it now, with them in all effectiveness banning abortions. in the Supreme Court banning abortions and sending it back to the states to decide if they're going to have any type of abortion regulations. And many states have already 100% banned abortions. I'm not for abortions. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I think that there's more Black children need to be nurtured, cared for. I am not for abortions, but I am not for people in situations who do not want children to have children. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep, I understand. It's like when it comes to abortion, I feel like yes, the woman has a choice, especially when it comes to being a victim of
Yes,
the
and
word.
of assault, and knowing that the baby is going to be, not be 100%. Like this lady in Baton Rouge, she was forced to have her baby, knowing her baby would only live hours because um, the it was a brain dysfunction where the skull didn't grow over the brain. So they knew that that baby would only live for minutes or hours. But she had to go to full term with that baby. See, I'm not, and because of these restrictions and things on it. So if you don't want an abortion, do not have an abortion. That's the simple thing to do. I mean, if you don't want it, don't have it. Now,
Yeah.
so anybody else? And what about that dude in Mississippi who was found? They could only return his skull and his
Ronnie
spinal
Q.
cord.
Listen, I did not hear of that when it happened. I just heard about that maybe a week and a half ago. When I heard it, I was livid for the simple fact you're not going to tell me that the police department did not know or have a clue as to what really transpired with that. And if you
Rasheen
have
Carter is
found,
his name. Thank you. I was
yes,
gonna go look for it because I just didn't want to
yes,
say that dude. That's his name, Rasheen Carter.
yes.
He went. He
But the,
went to the police. The police did know about it because he went to the police. He
but
left
see,
his
that's what I'm
mother.
saying. I feel like it was a cover up because his for him to verbally say, hey, what y'all doing? Y'all acting up. But for him to verbally let his mom know, and give an idea of whom it may be, but y'all took it as a joke. So were you all, because we do have a lot of
No,
corrupt police departments.
I don't think they took it as a joke. I think they very well know the behaviors. This is a small Mississippi town. So it's not like they didn't even know who this person was. This guy was working for this person and texted his mother that he did not feel safe. And she told him, well, go to the police department. The police department did nothing. And it said that 3 truckloads of people were following him and chased him. And they found his body in different areas. And because he had gotten a ride to work with this guy, and then so therefore he needed somebody to come pick him up, and it's like 45 minutes, like in these rural towns and stuff. And before the person could get there to pick him up, he had vanished. And you mean to tell me that they were able to say that they cleared the person who he said he was uncomfortable with, who had given him a ride, because he had no cell phone activity in the area? Well, a lot of people know, they can track you by your cell phone activity. So a lot of people who do things leave their cell phones away from any activity they're about to do. This case is just, beyond the pale. And when I just saw what they gave his mother, and they're still coming up with body parts in other areas and stuff, I was just like, this is a disgrace. And they had already sawed off the top of his head. Hey, Six, how you doing? Gwen, how you doing? Kilo Low, hey, how you doing? They had already did the
Thank you.
autopsy.
I'm gonna jump in the chat. I'm gonna jump in the chat because my cousin came over, so I'm gonna jump in the chat and listen.
Okay. So they had
Okay.
already did the autopsy. That they didn't even have the top of his skull intact. It looked like all of his front teeth were missing. It was just horrible. So yeah, I cannot even believe this. What's gonna happen? You gotta chill. I missed that. Can you repeat that? You gotta chill. So anyone else, have you guys has anybody else heard of any news story? The one thing about the one thing about news, it is so lacking. Like, you hear all these details about what is going to happen to 45. You hear all these details about what's going to happen to the orange man. This may happen, this may happen, this may not happen. Oh, but he may not get convicted. Why is it that our news is inundated with things that does not affect us and how we live our lives? And it seems like they're trying to cushion you into a some type of satisfaction that, oh well, I can see why he wasn't found guilty. But you defraud the IRS or anybody else, and do a campaign. Where did campaign campaign finance fraud? Where did the Michigan Kwame, what was his name? Kwame Brown. Well, how come he went to jail for campaign finance misuse and all this type of stuff? But they're trying to let you say that, oh no, well, I can see why this is not going to happen. His accountant, Alan Weisselberg, who stole millions. They defrauded millions. Uh, his rent was paid for. His grandchildren's private school was paid for under the table, and 45 wrote it off as a charity tax write-off instead of paying taxes on it as his salary. And you know how much time that man got in a plea bargain? He got 90 days in jail, 10 years probation. And you know how much the Trump organization had to pay back? Something like $1.2 million. Stop it. Excuse me, guys. I only had to pay back $1.2 million. But you defraud the government for $800, you probably be in jail for 5 or 6 years. You know what I'm saying? It's just the ridiculousness of what goes on, and they reporting on it like we're supposed to have some empathy for these millionaires and billionaires who are doing all of this defrauding of the government, and then they don't even try to get no money back from these motherfuckers. But then you go to jail for robbing somebody for $5. You got to pay restitutions in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, because you got to pay for the time that you served in jail. They make you pay for your meals. You got this big restitution bill when you went to jail for a non-violent offense, or even if you go to jail for a violent offense. It's just crazy. So I'm inviting anybody up who want to talk about it. Somebody may have a different insight than me. Somebody may be able to add more to the conversation. Hey, Louie, how you doing? Hey, for good and evil. Justice isn't fair. It never is. So, you guys have anything you want to add to this? I guess not. So now, what has been going on in the beef sector? Let's talk about beef sector news. Is there anything new in the beef sector? Now, I be reading about little things and whatnot. And I read, hold on one second. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Excuse me. I was reading Pizarro's Wall, and it seems like her and Flicker have come to some type of stalemate in their love hate relationship, because one day Pizarro's cursing her out, the next day she's on the panel with her trying to uh jumpstart that dead ass channel she has over there that gets no views. So I was reading Pizarro's Wall and I was like, oh, what's going on here? And Pizarro was cussing Flicker out, and it was quite interesting. So, does anybody have any information about what's going on there? And I was in another chat, and they said that they were it. Someone in it came in the chat, and they said that they had gone to Flicker's channel, and she was late, and she may not go live last night. And the reason she may not go live is that Pizarro said she was going live on top of her. Is that true? Did Pizarro threaten to go live on top of Flicker? Hey, Antone, I'm sorry, I can't even pronounce that. Antigone, I'm sorry. Hey, girl, hey. you gotta sound that one out for me. So, does anybody have any information on what's the latest on this scuff up? Nobody knows. Fate Yaya, Fate Yaya, where are you? Because I know you have some information on this. Don't come hiding now. Okay, so nobody has any information on the scuff up because it's so back and forth and everything. For good and evil, I have no clue what happened in the beef sector. Where you been? You know, in the other sector, I believe Pizarro did say that. Yeah, but I don't know. I saw that she did say that, but I don't know the reason for her saying that. That is what I'm trying to figure out. What is the reason behind her being mad? I think it was on Nest panel with her and Pizarro. So now I find it quite funny that Pizarro was able to persuade dumb Flicker to go live on top of me when my channel was brand new and you went live on top of me, but it was ineffective. But then now turn around and Pizarro is threatening to go live on top of the fool that she had to go live on top of me. And now she's upset about it. Why would you be upset about it? Because that's what Pizarro do. Hey, Brianna Bree, because that's what she had you do to me. All right, Face Yaya, support the link. Hit the link, Face Yaya. Come talk to me, please. I never been in the cesspool. Sanita and Uncle Suge and Cry Me Brown. Okay. Uncle Suge, Uncle Suge is something else. I can't get into Uncle Suge, but everything is not for everybody. It's Antigone. Antigone. Hey, girl. Thank you for sounding that out for me. So I guess, Fates, you're not gonna hit my link. You come and talk to everybody else. Flicker had a panel, and Pisa said it was boring, so she stood Flicker up for another panel. Flicker is now in her feelings. Not the Flicker who doesn't do panels and is so against panels, and so why is it necessary for to have all these panels with Pizarro? I mean, what is the reason? So anybody want to hit my link? Did you hear about Afroman house being raided and they made a music? Yes, and now the police are suing him. I'm not familiar with this Afroman guy. I believe that's in Ohio. Is that the state, Ohio? they raided this dude named Afroman. He makes music and he's well known in the community for giving back and all this type of stuff. They raided his house. He had cameras all in his house, and they did a raid of his house. They were allegedly checking for. Uh, I forgot what they were checking for, but what they confiscated is not what they were checking for. They confiscated cash. He had to go through hoops to get his cash back. They were checking all in the refrigerator where the items that they were looking for surely weren't in the refrigerator. But yeah, and then he had the footage of them. He had the footage of them raiding his house, so he made a music video using the footage of the cops raiding his house, and now the cops are suing him for damages for using their likeness, for saying that they want royalties, unlimited royalties, like throughout their lifetime, for the use of their images and all this type of stuff. And I think it was a wrong raid or something to that effect. I think that it was like a bogus raid or something. They weren't even supposed to have raided his house. So whoever put that up there, please come explain that story a little better than I just butchered it. I think that was Peaches. Yeah.
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 What's up?
Nothing. You called
What's
me.
going
I was on a phone call, so I missed what y'all was talking about. But you said I scrolled back and I heard face y'all. Yeah, I know you know. Something about what?
Now I see that Pizarro was telling Flicker off, and they be hot and cold with each other. And I saw her say that your panel was boring, and why you have nobody want to hear the same questions repeated over and over again about what people eat, and that ain't entertaining. And she is definitely right about that. It's like, is that the only
she always
thing?
talk about her vegan food,
But why is she mad at Flicker?
yeah, but she was talking about I guess she was talking about
Huh?
I don't know. They always go hot and cold. I don't know what they are and when they're not.
Okay. So she had like 3 posts on her community wall. So I was like, oh.
Okay, I don't have my computer, so I really can't. My tablet won't let me see community walls.
Hey Angie, how you doing? Hey Dolly's game. Okay.
No, that's a picture off of Google.
So what else is new? What else is new?
Nothing other than I'm supposedly a liar. I'm still waiting on my cut of this money that they said I took.
Oh, you talking about Dovey? Who said that you took a cut of the money? Was it Dovey? Yeah.
Dovey, and then Rita repeated it, and then Rita made a post, and I'm really fascinated because I read the whole. Someone in the chat pointed it out. A troll came and pointed it out and said I wouldn't respond to what Rita said about me. I said, Rita said, what about me? I haven't said nothing about Rita, so I don't know what you're talking about. So I went and read the post on Pazar's panel, and I remember it's like 4 or 5 paragraphs.
Hey, mother, in one.
Yeah. And she started off talking about people who can't speak English and her verbiage, spelling, pronunciation, not punctuation was all off. So please don't talk about what somebody else can't do. But the second part of that, it was like next to the last paragraph, she said, and Lady Nika too, asking people to cash app Yaya. I wish I would send a hoe that sits behind a computer, sits at home all day behind a computer. I wish I would send her some money. And I took offense to it because when Rita and her husband both were sitting at home, Rita would send me cash app requests and I would give her what I could. And then when she went into rehab, then her husband sent me another cash app request talking about they needed some ties. And that's when I blocked their ass. So please don't talk about, I ain't never sent nobody a damn request unless it was a joke. But other than that, nah, bitch, don't put me in the same boat as you. I done worked all my motherfucking life. You just started working Be grateful for what you got and what you're doing. But don't fucking come up here lying on me. I do enough shit on my own. I don't need nobody lying on me.
Hey, Styles Batista. See, and you know, congratulations that you're working, and not you. Congratulations that you're working, Rita. But see, the thing is that that's what you're supposed to do. You're comparing yourself to somebody. I know for me, I worked full-time jobs since I was 14 years old.
Amen. Amen.
Full-time jobs while I was still in high school. You see what I'm saying? And so it like baffles me, these people who, finally get their shit together in their mid to late 30s and get a job and think they're shitting on somebody who has, stacked
Worked
their
all
money
their
and did the
lives.
right things all their lives and did the right things and stacked their money. So don't be mad. I mean, like, get out of here, like crazy. But a lot of people, of a certain age group, you know, it's hard for it seems like it's hard for kids nowadays to get jobs because so many adults are working the job. So it was
Right.
like real commonplace for people to always have jobs, in the 80s and things like that, because the
Exactly.
teenagers had jobs.
I
So
mean, I started working at the corner store at 14 when I graduated high school. I went to McDonald's, stayed there a year, and then I've been in corporate America ever since.
yeah, so these people are like really clowns. So hey, Styles Batista. Oh, so now receipt gate. What do you think about receipt gate? Do you have any like it's a fleck that you finally got a job when many of us been working and and towards retirement? Exactly.
Exactly. God, for good and evil, you ain't never lied. But which is receipt K? Jada and Pizza?
No. Peeper, I'm not Peeper. Sorry, Peeper. LGI and Kimmy.
My whole that receipt gate, from what I heard today, because this is my first time. The first time I heard about it was on Pizzazz this morning. Was when they're saying that $50 was sent, but if she gave, what was it, $10, $40, something, I don't remember what it
You mean
was.
LGI? LGI sent
Mhm.
$25. Okay, $50 was sent on July 29th by the Celebrity Pig to this organization. But LGI didn't send her $25 until August 1st. So therefore,
Okay.
obviously, LGI's money couldn't have been included in that money that was sent on the 29th of July. So how come there
Okay.
wasn't a secondary receipt shown that $25 was then sent to the corporation after it was received after she had made the first donation? So there was no.
Exactly. It
So
wasn't any second receipt. So that means that she to recouped her money if that was in fact her money that she sent in the beginning. But why are y'all sending money to a person in on YouTube instead of the organization that you were
mhm,
supposed to send it to? Why do you need a middleman to give somebody your money?
exactly, and another thing is that if you did not do a second donation after you got secondary funds, why didn't you automatically send the money back to the person who sent the money in later than what you made your donation for? So why are you getting all in a tiff in a huff about somebody who's asking for a refund that you cannot show that you actually donated to an organization when you got the money? What's the problem?
Exactly. And because there is none, and we know this girl has a hard time even keeping gas in her car and buying her Starbucks that she must have every day. So if you put money in her hands, that's your damn problem, and you a damn fool. I'm not putting no money. If I want to give to an organization, I give to the organization. I don't need nobody in between me and that organization.
We're talking about the celebrity pill B sector click, and somebody asked for their $25 donation back that they gave because the celebrity pig made a big thing talking about that she was going to give to a foundation that was helping a young lady who had passed away, who was showcased on the show Strong White Underbelly, Amanda. So in
Soft
the
white underbelly.
soft white underbelly. So in
Mhm.
the Cash App that the woman sent $25, she did write in a note for Amanda, and she sent the Cash App on August 1st. And so then she asked for her refund because she didn't see where her money was sent off. But then the celebrity pig comes out and shows a receipt that for $50 that she had sent to the organization. So you showed a receipt that was sent before you got this $25. So she didn't show a second receipt that she sent the lady's additional $25, and she made it as if the lady was wrong for asking for the money back. But like give me a break. And so it's my understanding that she said, and I dare not go and try to research her community wall, that her and her pretty committee give to people every month. So obviously you guys can backtrack and check her community, and she always posts the receipts. So obviously she's posting receipts every month for these donations and things that she is giving to these charitable foundations. Okay, so now did you hear what GX did?
Mm-mm.
So GX went in, and he made a whole video where he has reported her to Google, and he brought forth some information about Google's policies about giving donations to corporations who have 501c3s. And what he said, I haven't verified what he said. I'm just going to give you what he said. What he said was that you're not allowed to do that as a content creator, and they have a application that if you do want to collect for a 501c3, that you have to contact them, let them know who you're collecting for, and then there is something that is activated on your page where you hit it and it goes directly to the 501c3.
Oh.
So he then reported her collecting this money, and then he also sent in her mug shots and detailed what he knew about her criminal past, and said that she should be investigated. So you didn't hear about him? Yeah, he did a
I don't
whole.
watch him, so yeah, I didn't hear anything about it. And I really hadn't been on YouTube that much, but I see y'all been busy. Mm-mm.
Y'all, I ain't been busy. I'm
I'm-
just giving. I'm just giving you the info. But yeah, girl. So now we're gonna see how that what happens with that. He's like, since you like taking pages, I'm gonna show you.
that whole people situation just totally baffles me. I just don't understand how you go from loving somebody because you were their player, and as soon as they criticize you, then you want to snatch their page. It's kind of weird to me. It's like there's no in between for her if she's either on 0 or she's on 100.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I still say this is my own personal opinion that she's a sociopath, and I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, you have the right to your own opinion. Yeah, you have the right to your own opinion, but
I mean, you've seen the other big content creators use that button.
huh?
Peaches M says I've seen other big content creators use that button.
Okay. So obviously that's true what he said. Like I said, I didn't research it. I just knew what he said. And he said that that is against policy. That is against the YouTube guidelines. So therefore it's going to be quite interesting, and a person who is so invested in taking people's pages over bullshit and lies, how she fares with if those are YouTube guidelines, with breaking said YouTube
I mean, but she
guidelines.
breaks a lot of them. Ronnie Q, the asking people to unsub from somebody is breaking a YouTube guideline.
Exactly, it sure is.
So it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So,
You know,
yeah, that's the latest. Amanda passed last year, so is this why she chose Amanda? But it was given in July of last year as well, and then LGI sent her payment August 1st of last year. So
right? So I mean, even if it was, I'm sure whatever they were doing, they could have used that money. So why wasn't there a receipt for that?
well, she it was a receipt for $50, but
But
it
that
wasn't a
wasn't
receipt.
applied to her 25.
Yes, yes.
What? So why wasn't there another receipt?
And she came out with her chest poked out like she had done something, dropping those receipts that were not receipting. Like she had really done something so big, bad, and tough. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
girl. Are you gonna speak on watermelon? I don't know anything about that. Can you come up? Do you hit links? If you're more than welcome to talk about it. Do you know anything about watermelon sugar and TC?
I only got the last end of it from Watermelon Sugar's final live last night she did. Apparently it happened on Benzone's platform. Benzone has then it the initial argument happened on Benzone's platform. Benzone, they said, has now taken her page away since it happened. So you can't go back to watch how it started, but what I did gather from what I heard from Watermelon Sugar was that she felt that TC was treating her like a piece of meat, and she didn't appreciate it, and she asked TC not to say anything about her anymore, and she won't say anything about her. And apparently um TC discussed it with someone else, and that person and Watermelon Sugar talked about it, and and Watermelon Sugar got angry, and she came live.
Now, yeah, Rita does look a whole lot better, and I'm glad she's doing good. But she doesn't have to, try to drag people down to continue doing good. And I'm
When she
all
has
for.
over 30 years of working, then she can drag anybody she wants. But I
She's
stopped
doing.
working. Stopped working due to illness, not because I wanted to.
She's
So
doing she's doing good at what she's supposed to have been doing all the other years that she wasn't doing good, so that she can do good more years than she wasn't doing good. That'll put the scale at zero, and then she can start counting. You know what I'm saying? If you been if
exactly.
you've been fucking up for 14, 15 years, doing good for 3 months, the scale is still tipped. You got to even the scale out of your, fucking up your own life before you start talking about somebody else's life. So,
Exactly. And Hershey, I have never taken anything away from Rita. I've always told her I was proud of her. Where this came from is somewhere in Rita's mind, because I've never spoken ill upon her until she spoke ill upon me.
now Watermelon Sugar and TC, they weren't in any type of relationship, were they?
Not that I know of,
Because
but
treating me like a piece of meat, that I'm like, wait, that
she
okay.
did say that she did. She used to flirt with her. So she said she did flirt, but she's a married woman. So, but see, that's why y'all got to remember, everybody can't take flirting as just as what it is, as a joke or whatever. Some people get feelings from that, and you have to be careful about who you play with on here.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So, what was the argument?
I think okay, I'm going directly from Watermelon Sugar's mouth to my ears. My best recollection, she said onto Benzo, remember the problem I had with them other content creators? Why would I mess with them when I got this right here? And
Hmm.
she didn't like it. Hey, Sunshine. And she didn't like the connotation that she was trying to put out there.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, Sunshine, how you doing? So, no, I'm not familiar with their. I don't even know anything about watermelon sugar. So I rarely see her around. So I don't know anything about watermelon sugar. So Yeah, that's all we got on them. So
Yeah.
what else? Okay, we
Oh,
have a viewers in the back. Let me see. Let me see
oh,
what
she
she
have
want
more
to add.
information.
Hey, baby.
View, I see
Yes,
them nails. That's you. How you
yes,
doing?
ma'am. I'm
Hey,
good, baby.
baby.
How you doing? Hey, Face. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing good, and you, Sugarfoot?
Pretty good. I love your avatar picture. It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Um, I had put it out when I was in my morning video this morning, asking that question. I was hoping somebody would come up to help me fill in because even though I'm over here coloring and shit, I still over here, watching because it's entertaining. Cha. So I asked why I had seen two videos from Watermelon Sugar and yesterday where she sounded like she was getting ready to fight, pull her shoes off, her fingernail polish, her fingernails off, and earrings and everything. And I had never heard her on here like that, but I knew she had it in her. I don't think she's mild or meek or anything like that. She's very attractive, very pretty lady, and she's always been on here being very classy. But that first video I caught, it was her and TC was on there. Now I know TC had been around in the streets in some dirt and stuff like that, but I like her commentary sometimes. I can't remember where I always see her at, but anyway, so she was over there with the Watermelon Sugar, and I think boss lady came on, and she was apologizing like she had never apologized before to Watermelon Sugar. So they really didn't say exactly what the hell had happened, but I got what I got off of it, and I heard this in the video. I'm not making nothing up, and I'm not adding to it. Something happened where I had already seen them kind of tease about, everybody get on here playing sister wives and shit. We already know that TC's a lesbian, and everybody don't play like that. So I guess they got into that kind of playing that, little thing, back and forth thing, like that light-skinned lady and the other lady, the dark skin and the light skinned people. They were sister wives with the Malik lady or dude.
Oh, okay, right.
You know how they do all that playing stuff, but you can't
Mhm.
play with everybody. Y'all have to realize y'all don't know everybody on here. You don't know how people gonna take stuff. And on Mad Day, all the shit come out. So something happened. I don't know what it was, but what Sugar Woman, Watermelon Sugar had kind of out that that lady had said something. She said, "Well, I'm married woman and I'm not like that, and I'm trying to make sure I don't add anything to it." And that I know you all this education you got and you don't know when to basically shut your mouth up. Well, then TC got on here and apologized, like I said, on her knees, and apologized for her mouth gets her into trouble and she knows this and that. Whole lot of sound like backpedal pussy popping, but I think they had been kind of playing with each other, but they had done something before where they caused this big bang. I didn't know it was over on Benzo's channel. So, I missed that whole part. And then, Miss Boss Lady was trying to, let them talk it out and smooth it over. And then they ended that video. Then another video popped up. So I said, well, damn, I ain't got a new coloring book out yet. So something had happened where TC must have said something because Watermelon Sugar said, I'm gonna let this drop as long as you don't bring my name up and no more shit. She didn't say it like that. She said it very nicely. But something must have popped off, and they gone Watermelon Sugar Lady went ahead and started part 2, and she won't playing in the shit. So I spoke on my video this morning just asking, does anybody know? But nobody came up with any information. So
Oh, okay. Hey, youngest sibling. Hey, Sir Blondie Locks. Now, Grish is saying that the celebrity pig said if people just admit that person is him, it would make it better. I'm
It's
sure
like a
it would
good
make
thing,
it better. It would make it better for her. But
right?
why would, yeah, it would make it better. That sounds crazy. Yeah, I see that she's over on Bullis Gotti's channel over there
And
pontificating
you
about
really struck
how it's
bottom
going to
when
make
you
it
over
better.
there with Buddy Scotty. And her, who is begging? When did you hear me beg for something?
I didn't think that was for you.
It says like, yeah.
Huh?
who was
Oh,
they talking
like
about?
yeah, struggling. Who said I don't know anybody's struggle, so I don't know where you get that from. Like
Hey, Chris.
if somebody says throw her cash up, is that does that denounce a struggle? But I don't know anything about Yaya being in a struggle personally. So
Hey, youngest, any struggle I have, I would never bring it to YouTube, and you can trust and believe that shit.
yeah,
You ain't
Okay.
so
gonna let me just ask somebody, can you put my or send cash app request? Please don't put me in with the rest of y'all folks that ask y'all for stuff.
mhm. So View, thank you for giving me that information. How many
All right.
times could people on YouTube call CPS and on her to get her children away from her? Did her children get taken from her home? No, they haven't. So apparently Rita is doing something right. No one said that Rita had her children taken away from her. So I don't understand your point. But just because you want to state that, I don't have anything against Rita, but there is no reason for Rita to be thumping her chest and talking about other people who have worked all their lives when we have seen Rita out here. So are we gonna play like we haven't seen Rita out here? So if she is doing good now, what does that say about how she was doing previously? You can't say she's doing good now, and that's acknowledging that she wasn't doing good in the past. So I'm glad she's doing good now. Nobody's trying to take that away from her.
Exactly,
But
and that's why they keep thinking somebody. But don't try to take away from me either when you don't know my circumstances.
exactly, you
Don't
don't
believe
know,
what you don't know.
and you now you want to bring in CPS and this that and the other. Did y'all ever call CPS on Rita? No.
Not
So
never.
why are you changing the goalpost to the point that you tried to make about Yaya doing badly just because someone else decides to drop Yaya's cash out? Did you hit it? Did it take any money out of your pocket? I mean, what? I don't understand. Like why you even have to go there? Y'all didn't say anything. Y'all just gave the information about what was going on with Rita. I didn't even know all of this. But thank you for sharing.
Let me get back in the chat. Maybe they'll concentrate more without me sitting up here. Cause
Uh, uh,
Lord,
yeah, and since you want to concentrate on cash apps, mine is scrolling across the screen. So if
exactly.
you
And
want
it'll
to
be
talk
dropped
about
as soon as
cash
I
app,
sit back in.
you're more than welcome. It seems like you got something on your mind, girl. Thank you for coming up, Yaya. All right. So that's all I have. A lot of the seafood and Henny Black, Yaya, and Dudge's what struggle? All of that seafood and Henny Black, Yaya eats. What is her struggle? Yeah, because that seafood and that Henny Black is not inexpensive. Hey, youngest sibling, how you doing? So, is there anything else that I may have missed on? I don't think a lot's going on. I thought Tim Blaine was kidding when he said that Jay Wilson was a travel agent. I thought that was just more shtick that he was doing. And then somebody was talking about Jay Wilson's numbers are suffering, and people are tired of hearing about his cruise. And even the chat was dead this morning. So I went over there to look to see. I haven't been over there in months. I went to look to see exactly what they were talking about. And Jay Wilson said that he is, in fact, a travel agent. And I was like, okay, so that's interesting. And he said he doesn't want to job shame anybody. I'm not one to job shame anybody. Well, what? Why is the correlation between you being a travel agent goes right into you don't job shame anybody? It sounds like you're ashamed of what you're doing for a job yourself, because see, you're the one who touts all of these advanced degrees that you have, and then when you come and say, oh yeah, I'm a travel agent, but I don't job shame anybody. So Jay Wilson is like a feast to behold. So he's not ashamed of being a travel agent, but he said that in correlation to saying that he was a travel agent. So I don't job shame anybody, but Jay Wilson can shame everybody who lives differently than he does, but he doesn't job shame when he has to work a gig job instead of having a career in anything that he has a degree in. So that's all I had to say about that. So anything else that I may have? Isn't he a doctor? He has a doctorate, Dr. Passer. Yeah. So I wonder why he do all these gig jobs. Do you have health insurance with these jobs, Jay Wilson? Um, I mean, what type of work are you doing? I mean, at this stage in the game, you should be headed towards your retirement, and you're working gigs. You're working jobs of a 19 and a 23-year old, but make sure that when you take your car to the shop, that you tell the worker who's filling out the form that you're Dr. James Wilcox, okay? Because that's where it matters. That's where it matters, not in your application of a career. It only matters when you're going to the car dealership to get your car service. Okay, to work your gig job at Uber. All right. So that's all I have. And Jay Wilson is a jack of all trades, formerly known as a professional student. Okay, I get you. I don't job shame. If y'all flipping burgers, be grateful. Yeah, they are paying good money flipping burgers. Y'all remember that automotive guy pulled Jay Wilson car with that Dr. BS? Yeah, I remember that. That's Williams' baby. Next thing you know, he'll be working at Blockbusters. It's closed. Next thing you know, he's gonna be working at Buttbusters. That's the only thing Jay Wilson gonna bust, or the seams in the hips of his pants. He sure ain't gonna bust no seams in the crotch of his pants by what we saw on that crotch shot that he decided to put up there. But anyway, I think I have run out of anything useful to say. So you guys, thank you guys for joining me. And yeah, I just wanted to really go over that story because it was quite disturbing, that news story about the Florida mother and child who were unfortunately slain by the father of the child the night that she threw him a birthday party. And it was just like a horrific story, and a lot of people hadn't heard about it, so I was just like bringing forth the information about that story. And I don't even know what's going on with people these days. It's just like people are left to their own devices. People are left to I don't know, it's just crazy. But I you know nothing else I can say. Jaja, no Murray show for you face to face. No Murray show for your face. Only a mother could love. Are you talking about the baby is the face only a mother could love? Hey, Red Afro, I know you're not talking about Yaya. I think you mean the baby has a face only a mother could love. All right. Thank you guys for coming out. Please hit the like button on your way out. That crotch shot took me out. Jay Wilson got a tinchy, a coochie, you mean? I think you mean a coochie. I think that's what you mean. I'm going to assume that's what you mean. All right, you guys, please hit the like button on your way out. I appreciate you all for stopping by and all for participating with me. I had a great time. And as usual, please come back and check in with me the next time I go live. I appreciate you all, and I hope you guys have a great and blessed day. Thanks a lot.